Guess what time it is? It's time for another free video by me, reallifetrading.com. You know what time it is. Hey traders from around the world, it's your boy Jeremy Alexander Newsome with reallifetrading.com. I hope and trust you are doing deliriously delightful. Today was a losing day for me. I like to get the losses out the way first so that you all know. This is real life trading, of course. And you lose sometimes. You lose in trading. It's all about losing small, protecting that risk capital and keeping it away from the thievery pirates of the market. So I actually lost right at 3 R's today. One of those R's was a swing trade, which I'll cover, and the other two were day trades, which I'll also cover. So I'm at 2.39 R for September, but I do have some swing trades baked in there that I haven't counted yet. Have some options expiring Friday. It'll be fine. Got a full week left. I'm not worried. I'm not afraid. Anyway, so the SPY doing its thing. A little bit of a higher high today, but we haven't made a new all-time high yet. We were only 5 cents away, and I did have a buddy who sold some puts on the SPY just 2 days ago. So yeah, nice little trends, still bullish at the present moment. I was watching very closely on Monday for some bears to potentially come in with this evening star pattern. Just didn't quite happen, right? We never made that low. And I did have some bearish trade setups, and that was one of the ones I lost on, but it happens, right? Things occur, losses will occur, take them and move on. So anyway, that's the broad market. Let's talk about what I lost on, and here was Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs got me good, got me real good, which hey, I guess that happens. Anyway, so here's pretty much how I played it. You had a bunch of nice little bearish sell-off, right? We were trading into a support. You had a bullish gap up on Friday, and then we had a bearish continuation on Monday. If I zoom into an hourly chart, there was a lot of bulls that were buying down there, and I thought to myself, man, if this thing breaks down, they could get trapped. So you had a nice lower shadow here, had a good bullish candle here, had a good bullish candle here. Anyway, flashed in yesterday, stopped out immediately this morning. Now the cool part, again, just to talk about this sentiment, is if you can look at a chart and look at a gap and say to yourself, you know what, I bet someone did X, Y, Z yesterday. So if you could look at Goldman Sachs and say to yourself, you know what, I bet someone shorted that breakdown, right? Breaking the low of this wick over here, expecting it to go lower, right? You were below all moving averages on all time frames, weekly and daily moving averages. So I was like, all right, well, it looks like the trend's going to continue. Maybe it was a pennant. Just didn't work. So if you're looking at that analysis and you can say, yeah, I'm pretty sure someone did that particular trade, that's what, that's a really big takeaway, because what I'll show you is, I come over here, this is our Slack group, which is the chatting location for all the real life traders. We just blow this up every day. So scrolling, give me 3 seconds. Okay, so 8:38 this morning, got trapped on the Goldman Sachs gap up, looked to play it long for a day trade. So that was kind of my post. And I didn't get a chance to get this, but some traders did. Some traders played it a little bit differently. But here's the 3-minute chart on Goldman Sachs, and look at this. So that post, by the way, was made right here. And I was looking for a bearish 3-minute candle. I almost took the trade right here, but it just never pulled back far enough for me. Right there. I was hoping for a little bit more of an S curve to get in. And then at this point, I thought it ran too far, and obviously it did not. So anyway, some traders made some money off of that. I tell people all the time, if you know that I'm in a trade and I get trapped, right, you can look at the chart and all right, hey, Newsome's in this trade, he's getting trapped. Hey, use that to your advantage. Take that consideration, take that sentiment and go, all right, if Newsome's trapped, it's probably going to trap him along with other traders, so let's get in the opposite direction. Anyway, really good day trade. It's great to have stops. It could have been a lot worse, but it wasn't. So that's Goldman Sachs. And then the other 2 trades that I placed, man, today I traded like a goose playing baseball with a cinder block. It was not good. Here was JD.com. Hi, I'm JD with JD.com. Nice little bullish gap and go. So yesterday you actually had a little bit of a bearish candle that did make a lower low and a lower high. Granted, it did have a retest gap, right? Black candle gapping down. So this very easily could just be the retest of that gap and we roll over, right? That's certainly possible. But what I was looking at is, here's a 3-minute chart. I was playing it as a gap and go, and man, just got absolutely smoked on this trade. Here's pretty much what JD.com did. Now, granted, there were some traders who did end up making money on this trade, and I just didn't play it fast enough, I guess. So you got the S-curve right here. There's the S-curve, and I took this little breakout, bullish. Now, my stop was pretty low because, you know, JD's been a little bit weird recently, so my stop was down here. And in hindsight, well, not even in hindsight, but just looking at it right now, this is obviously the bigger S-curve on that fractalization. By the way, S-curve video coming out Saturday. Keep your eyes posted for that. Totally free, totally revolutionary. So when it comes down to that S-curve, I was thinking to myself, you know what? This does look like the S-curve. I was like, this looks like it's going to be it. Nice high wave candle there, a lot of bounces. So around this general area, I was down on the trade, right? Because it had already gotten my entry in. So what I did is right here, I was able to do an add and reduce. So I added to my position and took the stop from here up to here. And it was, I mean, look at this. Boom. Within a penny, got wicked in, flashed down to a penny, and then just took off. A goose playing baseball with a cinder block. Got absolutely wrecked today. Don't know why I was playing so bad, but I did. So JD did not work. And then I was also in this trade on Las Vegas Sands, another bullish gap and go. So here's the daily chart on Las Vegas Sands, right? It's at a daily support. Small gap, I'll grant you that, but it is kind of filling the gap and it is at a daily support. So also in the 3-minute chart, here's what I was looking at on Las Vegas Sands. And this was earlier this morning. Let's pop over here. And so the 3-minute charts I was looking at, again, it was a gap and go. So I took this breakout there with half an R. So here's half an R. So I took that breakout with half an R. And then as it broke out, retested, right, nice little S-curve, came back. I did an add and reduce also on this one here, getting in here with a stop right there and got stopped out right there. So both JD and Las Vegas Sands were less than a full R of loss, which is really my goal. So I had 1 R loss from the swing trade on Goldman Sachs, negative 0.59 on JD, and negative 0.46 on LVS. So again, overall small in the day, right at that 3 R mark. Oh well, it happens. Tomorrow, if I can make 2 Rs, and then Friday I can make 1 R, boom, back to exactly where I started, and then I have all of next week. It's just about protecting that capital, keeping things safe. And next week, I'll also do my best to lock in this trade on Alaska Airlines. We'll see what it's doing, but this trade's already up about 2.5 Rs unrealized. So that one's doing really well. I'm gonna give that one some time, let it rest for another week or so, and then we'll see. 72, 77, half a position. Will be a really, really fun swing trade. Let's look at some of the stocks that you all requested. First and foremost, UTX on the list. United Technologies, here's the weekly chart. And yep, all-time highs, I believe, right? All-time highs on UTX, absolutely. So probably not the time to buy right now. You don't want to necessarily buy today. But this good bounce down here was really a solid time to start inquiring about a bullish trade. There's your morning star reversal off of the 50 EMA. Here is your nice little lower shadow, hammer type of candle. Got your new white soldier right there. So buying around here somewhere would have been apropos. So at this point, I mean, I agree. The trend is bullish. Buy the dip if it pulls back into about 136. I like the trend. Looks nice. Next on the list is Carvana, ticker symbol CVNA. And Carvana has been rocking and rolling recently. This thing has just been on a tear. Big upper shadow, big upper candle, strong trend. So what I'm looking at doing on Carvana is a pullback to about 47.75 at some point. Don't know if it's ever going to happen, but if it does trade down to the 50, I think it would probably pierce that a little bit before bouncing. So this little gap right here probably wants to get filled. And yeah, I could see Carvana just slowly tiptoeing its way down into this area. And again, if you're looking at playing a bounce on this one, I'd probably tiptoe with a smaller position around 54, and the other position around 47.75. That'd be a really healthy pullback on Carvana, but the trend at this point is unquestionably bullish, so it'll be a good buy the dip. NIO, a fun stock to day trade. Wowzers. Shout out to my buddy Mark and Lee. She played this one with a day trade. I can show you the trade that she took. This is going to be a new, really fun stock to trade, my friends. A lot of volume, good volatility, very tight bid-ask spread. This was going to go on your list. But anyway, I had Lee. She took the breakout here with a stop there and made her gains with this little move right there. About, I think she said she made an R&a-half or something on NIO. And then it broke out, S-curved into the moving averages, and bounced again. And that's where my boy Mark made some money on NIO. A few people are looking at this one for a longer term play, which I don't really disagree with. I mean, bottom line, you only have 5-6 candles left, here, brand new IPO. What a lot of people are doing is they're doing an absolute zero on this one with shares, meaning they're going to go, all right, what's my R? Whatever my risk is, am I doing an R? Am I doing 2 Rs? What's my risk? They take the risk and they simply say, all right, if your risk is, let's say $1,000 on this trade, and the stock trades down to $6, they're taking 1,000 and they're dividing by 6, and that's helping them come up with the amount of shares, which would be in that situation 166. So if NIO went to 0, and you bought 166 shares at $6 and a penny, then you lose $1,000. That's the math. Simple as that. Now, is it going to go to 0? Probably not anytime soon. So you'll probably have a great opportunity to not lose your full risk unit on NIO. And I know a lot of people are doing that. But in the same instance, here on the hourly chart, I'm game with this thing to break out. If we start making higher highs, this is the pullback. This is the S-curve on the hourly chart right now, right? This is it. So if we start making some higher highs, higher lows, some good candles, easily could watch that one for a good bullish play, but certainly one that many of you are going to want to keep on your list for the days in the future. PRVB. What is this one? Provincian Bio. Nice. Looks pretty. Decent volume, decent pattern. I like this bearish candle today. I kind of like this breakout. This one could be a really fun one to watch. I would probably want to get above the high of this candle, 450, and above the high of today's candle, 449. So if I was playing this one, it would do something like this. 452, a nice, clean, easy stop would be down here at about 370. So yeah, if you're playing PRV, I kind of like that. I'm going to write that down and just keep an eye on it. But PRVB, that's how I would play that one personally. GALT is kind of similar, actually. Here's the weekly, and the weekly, you have a decent trend. You do have some volume coming in, but you're making higher highs and higher lows relatively. So on this daily chart, you have an inside day candle on GALT for the person and the gentleman who requested this one. This could be your aggressive play. So if you're playing this one aggressive, 630 with a stop loss at approximately 579 could be a good way to play GALT, and a more conservative stop if you're in a little bit longer term would probably be down here at about 5. But I do like the inside candle on GALT. The longer it trades sideways, the better the pop on that one, most likely. 3 left. Here's CRC, California Resources. Nice little bullish gap and go yesterday on California Resources. Here's the weekly chart. And again, the weekly chart, you're above all of the short-term moving averages, and you're above the 100 and 200 on the weekly, so that's a bonus. And you're also above them on the daily. So yeah, if you're playing California, I have to agree it does look a little bit like a double bottom off of the 100 simple on the daily chart. So, yeah, something to keep your eyes on. Alibaba, BABA. This was another trade that I missed today, and I think it's probably why I played JD a little bit aggressive. This was a nice gap, bullish gap and go, and here's how I was playing BABA, and honestly just did not set up fast enough. And then when I did have it set up, I realized there was a lot of buying power. So I wanted to do an option trade. I just didn't get it in time and I missed it. Simple as that. So here it was. This is the 3-minute chart right here. Red line was going to be the entry. Purple line was going to be the stop. And this was after this second candle came in. So you had a first ginormous bullish candle on a 3-minute chart. Then you had the second bearish candle with an upper shadow after a bullish gap and go. So I'm thinking in my head, bullish gap and go, most likely will continue, right? I did make a good healthy R on BABA yesterday, so I was happy about that. So once it broke out, I was trying to get this pullback in, and the pullback just kind of happened a little too quick, and then that was it. That was the S-curve, that was the move, that's when I needed to get in. Just either a stop limit or a limit buy after it broke out on the 3-minute chart. So when I missed that, I hopped over to JD and tried that one and it just didn't work. But anyway, BABA was really a beautiful S-curve. You wouldn't have crushed this trade, but you wouldn't have lost on it, right? Good move here, good pullback, good little S-curve right there. And again, you could have gotten in around here somewhere. Would have won small on BABA. But as far as the big picture on this chart, a lot of people are hoping it's going to bounce off the 100 on a weekly. I do like that candle. It is an inside week. This is a really good support. And yeah, down here on BABA, certainly keeping a close eye on it for it to most likely continue higher, maybe with a really pretty double bottom of some sort. And last but not least for today's review is FedEx. Black candle, gapping down on FedEx yesterday. It is a retest gap. Now FedEx is trading super sideways in this channel. Best case scenario for a nice long swing or an investment perspective, you're probably looking at getting in around 221. That would be wonderful if it can get down that price. I don't know if it can or not. But if I was playing FedEx, which I'm not, but if I were, here's the 15-minute chart, and I'd probably be looking to go long above the high of this Hammer of Thor candle, which was 143.44, and the high of the very next candle was the exact same, 143.44. So I'd have my entry pretty much, I said 143, sorry, 243.51, something like that, 52, because the high of this candle is 51. So yeah, 64. 243.64 would be the bullish entry, and a stop could be just right down here below everything, 240.94. Or if you want to be more conservative, you can place your stop all the way below this candle. But if you're looking at the hourly, I mean, we've been down here before. We've bounced before. And it is a little bit of a channel, and it is FedEx, so at some point it'll go a little bit higher. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, it's a retest gap. It could go lower, and if it does break and close below the low of today, I would expect FedEx to drop nicely into that 221 area, which would be a good long-term spot to buy. Team, that does it for me. Thanks so much for tuning in. You are a rock star. I will see you on Friday for your next free real-life stock review. Keep your eyes on your inbox. So much goodness and free content coming your way. I'll see you later, and until then, love life, live life, trade it, bye.